Augusta, Georgia for the Coors Light Water Ski Tour. I'm John Sanders along with Wayne Grimdich, and we're getting the course set up now for the men's slalom competition. We start with the semifinals. Mike Kjellander against Carl Roberge. This is a tremendous matchup for a semifinal, Wayne.
This first semifinal bracket features perhaps the two strongest skiers on the circuit. Michael Kjellander, 6'4", very powerful. He's a left foot forward skier. His better turn is right there on number 1. It'll be buoys 1, 3, and 5. Left foot forward skiers generally turn better to the left. He's a very unusual turn on that side of the course, unorthodox down in the water. Achieves a lot of angle off his turn. His strength allows him to hold that angle through the wakes.
And no problem for him at 40 feet. 23 years old from Mapple, Sweden, now makes his home in Florida. A successful run. And back to last year's champion. The defender is back. Carl Roberge will make his run at 40 feet.
In 1986, Carl proved to the rest of the field that he can ski consistently throughout the season. He's concentrated on his technique. He's really smoothed out his style. And he already had a lot of strength. And you're seeing a very powerful, graceful skier. Carl Roberge rounding number 6, and they'll move on, shorten the rope. They're skiing on a course the same as the women. It's the same dimensions. Both speed, however, 36 miles per hour.
And we have shortened that rope to 37 feet. Mike Kjellander against Carl Roberge. Both of these young men are capable of running at world record rope lengths.
Notice his turn on number 3. Down in the water, the ski grabs a lot of angle, and he's able to hold on across the wake. Strong pull. Very smooth run for Kjellander, probably the smoothest 37-foot rope length pass he's had in a long time. Great effort.
So a shot for him coming up at 35.5. That is the world record distance. Let's see if Carl Roberge, your defending Coors Light water ski champion in men's slalom, can match it as he starts his run.
A big key to this run, we'll see how Carl turns on buoys 2 and 4. Pretty good turn off of 2. 4 is his good side. He needs a quick turn here. He gets a little pulled out through the wakes. Very late coming into 6, and he rounds 6 and holds on.
Tremendous head-to-head competition. Roberge and Kjellander both will make a run now at the world record here in the semifinals. No winner yet. Let's find out what Kjellander can do. This is very short, and they're really going to have to be powerful here.
Kjellander needs 5 buoys to tie the world record. A big turn on 3, a little stretch out of the wake, and down in the water on 4, just pulling with all his might. Looks like his ski perhaps hit the buoy. We'll wait and see what the judges score. 4 1/4. That's only 3/4 of a buoy away from tying the world record.
So a great run for Kjellander. Let's see where he gets in trouble. He has some problems trying to come back as he rounds this one, trying to get back to number 5.
His right hand in the water, delaying his free hand, getting back on the handle and beginning his pull. Consequently, he has to pull very long, and he hits number 5. Judges giving him a 1/4. An awesome effort by Michael Kjellander.
And now it's back to Carl Roberge. He has been in the water watching. He knows what he has to do if he is going to continue on and reach the final. He must make 5.
A tall order to fill. Kjellander's run very difficult. Carl's big turn here, but he doesn't get a good turn. Very late into number 3, and that'll finish his run. So Michael Kjellander will move on into the finals. Once again, at these shorter line lengths, everything becomes more radical. Flying into number 3, can't get slowed down, and has to settle for 3 buoys.
So the 1986 men's slalom champion on the Coors Light Water Ski Tour has been defeated in the semifinals by the 1985 champion. 4-time Swedish national champion Mike Kjellander continues here in Augusta, Georgia. We'll also see him later in the men's jumping competition. But right now we move on to our next semifinal. It's another outstanding matchup there. 2 skiers. First it is Chris Swan with his first chance at a championship in over a year.
In 1985, Chris Swan was a very talented prospect, had a rough 1986, but he is coming on very strong in the early season of 1987. Here he is, a left foot forward skier. He turns very well on his offside. Those are buoys 2 and 4. A little bit unusual, more symmetrical than most left foot forward skiers.
But a successful run for him. Now to Andy Mapple, who's been on the shore watching, and he's been watching 2 other skiers challenge his world record. So it's his turn now.
Well, I'm sure Andy likes the water conditions today. Very smooth, making it easy to turn the ski. No worries about chop or white caps. Very smooth style and economy of motion. Andy Mapple making it look very simple in the slalom course.
And that is why he is a world record holder. He's being challenged here by Chris Swan. Swan now with his run at 37 feet.
With the rope not even reaching the buoys, Chris needs a good turn off of both sides of the course. Looking pretty good off of 3. Coming into 4, and he hits the buoy too far forward. Can't recover.
So it'll be 3.5 for Chris Swan at 37. We've talked all through this competition about the value of going second. That means that Andy can watch what happens here to Chris.
Chris hits the buoy, preventing him from grabbing the handle and accelerating away.
So now Andy Mapple knows he must clear 4 buoys at 37 feet in order to move into the finals against Mike Kjellander. He begins his run, and on the shore his fiancée Dina Brush looks on.
Andy executing very sharp turns on both sides of the course and needs number 4 right here, and he hangs on. That'll move him into the finals against Kjellander. Dina very happy, and so is Andy.
A successful run for Andy Mapple at 37 feet. He does indeed move into the finals, so Dina will stick around and watch as it is Mike Kjellander going head-to-head against Andy Mapple. The finals in the men's slalom coming up here in Augusta, Georgia.
If you own a house, you gotta own a shop vac. This baby's got the power to pick up almost anything.
Got broken glass, nails, or wood chips? Shop vac gobbles up stuff that would kill an ordinary vacuum. And a shop vac wet dry can even vacuum water like a flooded basement. The washing machine is flooding the house.
No.
Every house needs a shop vac. Starting at under $50, a shop vac is heavy duty, not heavy money. And remember, if it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
You could buy a $100,000 sweeper to clean around your house.
Look out, Marge!
What are you crazy?
I'm coming through!
Sure, it cleans driveways and patios quickly and easily, but so does the Litter Critter from Shop Vac. A revolutionary way to clean dirt and debris from outdoor surfaces without electricity or batteries. And when you're finished, the Litter Critter stays out of your way.
You didn't buy that, Herbert?
I'm not crazy! I leased it!
The Litter Critter, a sweeping improvement from Shop.
Soaking up the sunshine in Lake Olmstead, Georgia. Finals of the men's slalom. Andy Mapple first out. Behind a Mastercraft, powered by a Ford 351 cubic inch power source. He's ready to go.
Unusual for the top seed to go out first, but Andy's decided to put some pressure on Kjellander, and he's trying to apply just the right pressure on the front of the ski to slow down and make quick turns. He's doing just that and gets around number 6 for another complete pass at the 37-foot rope length.
So while they watch on the shores of Lake Olmstead, the pressure goes back on Kjellander. Exactly what Andy Mapple wanted to do. He has watched Kjellander ski so very, very well and strongly into that 35.5-foot rope length in the semifinals. Wants to pressure him here in the finals.
Going to get another good look at his unorthodox slam dunk style coming up on number 3. Elbow down in the water. Very powerful pull through the wakes. A little slower on 2 and 4, but he's way ahead, and he's going to match Andy's run.
So for the first time ever in the semifinals and in the finals, 2 skiers at the 35.5-foot rope length. That is the world record rope length. We saw Mike Kjellander challenge that. He came within 3/4 of a buoy of matching the world record in the semifinals. But now it's the finals. Andy Mapple, who owns part of that world record, makes his run. And his fiancée, Dina Brush, will give him all the help she can from a distance.
Andy making very quick turns and strong pulls, is staying ahead at such a short line length. It's unbelievable, but he overturns number 4. Hard to believe someone can be ahead or early when the rope is 2 feet shorter than the width of the course. Andy flying into 4, getting slowed down, and just cranks the ski around too far and can't hold on to the slack rope.
Well, he has set the standard, though, for Mike Kjellander. With that 3.5 buoys at 35.5, Kjellander must beat that to win the championship. Here he comes.
Michael way down course after number 1, even further down on 2, and just barely outside of number 3. I think the judges will give him 2.5, and that makes Andy Mapple our winner.
Mike Kjellander, like Andy Mapple, challenging this world record distance, but no chance to get around number 3.
Mike had a very slow turn around number 2, tried to pull all the way to 3 and throw his ski to the outside. It hit the buoy, and the fin kicked out.
So Andy Mapple is your winner, Mike Kjellander second, then Carl Roberge, Chris Swan, and Mick Nebel. A chance to talk with the winner for Wayne Grimditch. He's down there with Andy Mapple.
Andy, congratulations. A great performance. You and Mike put on a super effort out there. Both of you made it into the world record length in the semis and the finals. You must have felt great there.
Yeah, I was feeling real strong. In the semis, I was kind of thinking a little bit more about what the guy had done ahead of me, and when going out first against Mike, that gave me that little extra fire to think a little further down the course instead of relaxing after I've done what I needed to do.
Well, it was a superior effort. Congratulations again.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Eagle wetsuits and Bucci sunglasses bring us this speed barefooting exhibition. Yes, that's Scott Peloton barefoot behind that boat over 100 miles an hour. Still ahead on Lake Olmstead, the men's distance jumping finals. We'll be back.
You're about to see how one super machine can take the place of a whole gym, and you won't believe the price. But first, give your mind a workout with this video fitness quiz. Kim's toning up with the remarkable Omni Gym. Would you say it performs 10 functions, 20, or 30? Answer over 30 exercises.
Use it as a bench press. Stand up for squats and pull-ups.
Women can trim down thighs and hips, firm buttocks, flatten tummies, reduce cellulite. The Omni Gym is a no-sweat $59.95. And it's yours with a 30-day guarantee of satisfaction.
So if over 30 exercises for just $59.95 sounds good to you, the only other question is, how do I order?
Call toll-free 1-800-346-5300. That's 1-800-346-5300. Use your credit card or send check or money order for $59.95 plus $9 shipping and handling to Omni Gym, Department 11, Canton, Ohio 44750.
We're in Augusta, Georgia, but we have a lot more coming up this summer on the Coors Light Water Ski Tour. We'll take you to Lansing, Michigan, Shreveport, Louisiana, and St. Paul, Minnesota. If there is one event that week in and week out creates the most excitement on the Coors Light Water Ski Tour, it just might be the men's long-distance jumping competition.
Well, there certainly is a lot of excitement with skiers hitting the ramp at 65 to 70 miles an hour. The two big names in this event, HAZELWOOD and DUVALL, the classic rivalry. They're out early in the round, so they'll be setting some long jumps for the following skiers.
We have 5 finalists this afternoon. Let's see what they can do. And it all begins with Mike Kjellander. The world record is held by Mike HAZELWOOD. Kjellander, though, will be the first one out. How important is the first jump, Wayne?
It's very important for them to feel out the conditions, get their legs underneath them on the ramp. That's a 6-foot ramp they'll be flying off of, building lots of speed to the base of the ramp, and he gets a nice kick and extension. 6'4" long legs. He really gets up there when he gets his legs straight, and 192 feet. Fabulous opening jump.
And Wayne, at 192 feet, I think a surprisingly long first jump.
Yes, but sometimes skiers find their greatest distances on their first attempt because they're more relaxed.
But each skier jumps 3 times, so he'll come back and try to improve on that 192.
Notice the way Mike handles the wakes, knifing his skis through, maintaining position and acceleration, but the knees bent, indicating not a full extension off the end. His first jump still going to be the furthest.
But that second jump important, because if there should be a tie at that top distance, then you go back to the second jump.
Off the end, knees bent once again. Not the full spring, but he carries a lot of speed to carry him 184 feet.
Mike Kjellander, his best 192. He's the leader. Out on the water from Windermere, Florida, Sammy DUVALL. He's the defending champion here in Augusta at this stop on the tour.
3-time world overall champion. This is Sammy's best event jumping, and watch his spring. He can get off the end with the best of them. His knees are straight that time, but skis very split. Not getting his full or normal lift that we've seen from Sammy.
182 for Sammy DUVALL.
The impact at the bottom of the ramp is very severe. The engineers have estimated 15 to 20 G's of force. If you're not in the right position, you'll end up crushing as Sammy does, bending the back and the bending of the legs.
And that is Sue DUVALL, Sammy's wife, looking on. Sammy out on the water. He's going to try to improve on that 182, and he's got some ways to go, because remember, Mike Kjellander is the current leader at 192.
Sammy's got to resist the temptation to cut like Kjellander Otherwise, he won't be able to get in the proper position in the spring at the base of the ramp. Can he get a good kick? And he doesn't. Bottoms of the skis sliding out towards the crowd, meaning his right shoulder was leaning towards the boat at the bottom of the ramp.
So Sammy DUVALL is in the water, and he'll have to settle for a 182.
Once again, the result of a lot of force and impact. A lot of times people think the impact on water is greater than the ramp. Not so. Much more severe when you're hitting a 16-degree angle at 70 miles an hour.
Sammy DUVALL is finished in the jumping competition for this afternoon here in Augusta. But here comes the world record holder, Mike HAZELWOOD from Lincolnshire, England. Let's watch his technique.
Powerful and always aggressive. Mike will show you how to cut. That's his forte, building speed to the base of the ramp, accelerating 70 miles an hour, trying to pull his arms in and his feet together to kick off the end. Sort of a resisting type spring, a bullet through the air. HAZELWOOD shoots out there at 188 feet.
And he's still 4 feet short of Mike Kjellander at this point.
As he crosses the wakes, he pulls his arms in, gets his skis together. Once again, sort of a resisting type spring, not a quick snap of the legs, which will give you greater height in the air.
HAZELWOOD, the third of our 5 jumpers in the competition this afternoon. There is a strategy involved in where you position yourself, and Wayne had a chance to talk to Mike HAZELWOOD about that strategy.
Jumping strategy. You have 3 jumps to go as far as possible. How do you look at it? Do you go hard on the first one?
It all depends how I feel. You know, if on that day I'm a little bit insecure with the lake or the jump, then the first one I'll do conservative, just take a slow start and then cut all the way in. But if I feel good and it looks like record material, you know, and I feel strong, then I'll just go out there and get as wide as I can and cut as hard as I can. So basically it depends how I feel and what particular site. I don't really have a set thing.
What about if you're going out early in the round versus the last person?
Yeah, completely different again. Like, if I'm first or second and there's people after me, I'll just go wide open the whole time.
He's going to need to open it up here. He still needs another 5 feet on this jump to pass Mike Kjellander and take the lead in the jumping competition. Looking for 192 or more.
HAZELWOOD will be flat out digging and generating speed to the base of the ramp. Gets off the end. That's going to be close. I'm not sure it's going to be up there around 192, however, missing a little bit of a spring. Very close, 191, just 1 foot shy.
But it's still 1 foot as far as Kjellander is concerned. He missed, not by much.
Springing off the end of the ramp, Mike fights to hold the rope in. There's just a tremendous pull from the boat, and he flies out there 1 foot shy of Kjellander.
Will Kjellander's 192 stand up? The 2 top seeds are still to come. They're both from Australia, the current world champion and a former world record holder. They'll make their jumps when we return to Lake Olmstead in Augusta, Georgia.
When the sun goes down, I'm gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, a taste that's right. Gonna light up the night. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night. Michelob light. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night.
Sometimes you got it today. Emerson's got it right. Fine-tune your life. Nobody's gotta tell you. Emerson does it right. Fine-tune it, fine-tune your life.
Fine-tune your life with Emerson.
This is ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Michael Kjellander's 192 is the distance to beat. And first to try to beat that distance is Jeff Carrington.
Jeff making his counter cut, swinging him wide to the right of the driver, ready to make his final turn for the ramp, building speed, the boat accelerating, trying to maintain a constant 35 miles an hour, and he gets a great snap of the legs, arches over his skis. That's a fine opening jump, 183. Ideal situation. Feeling the water out and getting his legs underneath him.
But he's going to have to figure out a way to get another 10 feet off this ramp if he is to win the championship.
Positioning vital at the bottom of the ramp. Jeff a little far forward on this one, still getting a good spring, and out there at 183 feet. Swinging out, looking at the 600-foot buoy. This gauges their countercut, which swings them wide for their final encounter with the jump. Making a slalom-like turn, the boat accelerates, building speed, pulling his arms in, and off the end, a much better spring. That's way out there. Pretty happy about that one. A gutsy little skier, Jeff Carrington, 191. That ties Mike Hazelwood.
Both of those jumps long, but not long enough. Mike Kjellander is still on top of the leaderboard.
Like a little package of dynamite, Carrington explodes off the top. Combination of speed and spring gives the skier his distance, and he got quite a bit of it, 191.
That's his long. It's 1 foot short of the very first jump of this competition. A 192 for Mike Kjellander. Will that stand the test of one more jumper? We're going to find out, because Glenn Thurlow is about ready to go. And all that Mike Kjellander can do is pace on the dock and watch from the shores of Lake Olmstead. So back out on the water we go to set it up for the final jumper in this long-distance competition. Here he comes. This is Glenn Thurlow. He has to beat 192 in the jumping competition.
The former world record holder with a jump of 202 feet. He's well capable of jumping way into the 190-foot range. Off the end, really beautiful form in the air.
That could do it, too. Let's check the results of that jump. His first, a beauty. He tries to challenge Kjellander's 192, and he's done it, a 196. Glenn Thurlow goes out and wins the championship. So it does not hold up for Michael Kjellander.
Glenn, deep in experience and talent, just hits it right at the base of the ramp. He can carry the speed like Hazelwood and has the spring of Sammy DUVALL. The two together, the longest jump this afternoon.
And he'll go again as he attempts to challenge now, perhaps a world record. He has won this event, going now for more.
Carrington on shore trying to urge his compatriot on to a new world record. Off the end, too far forward. Stretched at the bottom of the ramp, his back leaning into the ramp, and he crushes far short of the 196, I'm sure. Glenn edges from the second weight to the jump better than anybody, but there his arms were out, and the bad body position resulted in a missed spring.
And it's only 170 feet, but it does not matter because he heads back to the dock. He's the winner with a 196. And there to greet him as he comes in is Wayne Grimditch to talk to our winner.
Glenny, how you doing? Awesome. 196, looked very easy.
Yeah, I was really wrapped in that. I didn't really expect to go that far on the first jump. It was a really good jump to build on, but I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't have built on it, maybe got into the 200s.
Well, it was a fantastic spring. What was the key to that?
Well, I was talking to you just before we went out. You told me what your father said to you back in 1973.
which we can't say on the air, right?
Which I can't say on the air, but that had a little bit to do with it.
Well, congratulations again. Terrific effort.
Thanks, Wayne.
Well, what I might add is what my father said to me worked for me that particular day, and I guess it worked for Glenn Thurlow here in Augusta.
It did indeed. His 196 makes him the champion in men's jump. Mike Kjellander second, then Mike Hazelwood, Jeff Carrington, and Sammy DUVALL. They're in the winner's circle in Augusta, Georgia. We've had a great afternoon.
Fantastic conditions on the lake in Augusta and some superior performances. Dina Brush just missing a world record in the jumping event.
And once again, Camille DUVALL showing why she has dominated women's slalom on the Coors Light water ski tour with her strength and her speed, her skiing ability.
Dave Dotter, tough and durable. His one-ski maneuvers sealed a victory here at Augusta for him, his first on the tour.
Andy Mapple, co-world record holder, off to a great start in 1987.
Some of Andy Mapple's slalom brilliance, smooth and solid, and Glenn Thurlow off the end of the ramp flying to 196. A sensational leap.
Hats off to our 5 individual champions here on Lake Olmstead. The Coors Light Water Ski Tour has been brought to you by Mastercraft Boat Company, a statement of excellence. By Outboards by Yamaha. Expect a lot. By Ski Supreme, luxury, family, and world-class tournament ski boats. By Ford, the official power source for tour vehicles and boats. And by O'Brien Skis, built for champions like you. Our thanks to the staff on the Coors Light Water Ski Tour and to the many volunteers here at Lake Olmstead who made all of this possible this afternoon. For Wayne Grimditch, I'm John Sanders. A very pleasant good afternoon from Augusta, Georgia and the Coors Light Water Ski Tour. This has been a presentation of Carmody Enterprises.